Does having a girlfriend kill your productivity? So I've seen all the posts, all the YouTube videos about monk mode and how you gotta be completely isolated and by yourself to get anything and everything done. And while there is obviously some truth in that extreme, it's not the full picture. I'm gonna be talking about my experience running a business, going to the gym, all that self-improvement, good stuff, while still actively being in a relationship, and how I've been able to put a good foot forward into both. So before we get into the main points, I first want to preface, and I think it's important to understand that if you're already making excuses and looking at something extrinsic to yourself, you're putting your capabilities and your limits on somebody else, right? Basically what I'm saying here is if you weren't productive before the relationship, you're not going to be productive after having a girlfriend, and vice versa. If you are productive before you have a girlfriend, there's no reason you must effectively become unproductive just because you have a girlfriend, right? Like having a girlfriend is the same thing as really anything else that's extrinsic to you. So going to school doesn't now just mean that you can't be productive. Going to a concert, eating dinner with your family, normal things that happen outside of work doesn't take anything away from your work, and it shouldn't. Cool, so now we have that out of the way. I think that's important really to understanding the rest of this, and I think that in and of itself is a big roadblock for most people. So now we can get into the nitty gritty. All right, so bouncing off what I just talked about, the most important thing is balance. As Mr. Miyagi, a wise man, always said, balance is key. I think that's what he said. Don't quote me on that. But really with anything you do in life, if there's no balance, you're either gonna be overdoing it or underdoing it, which means you're either gonna overperform, something else is always gonna lack, or you're gonna underperform, and obviously you'll lack. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, you can't balance, right? You gotta focus all your energy on this one thing, which is true to an extent, but your time is like a pie, and there's 100% of the pie and it's divided into different slices. So obviously, if 100% of your time is going to one thing, you're gonna have zero time for anything else, and you need those other things to be a functioning human being. So obviously, there has to be some balance, even when you are investing more, and it's okay to obviously invest. It's good to invest a majority of time into certain endeavor, like a business. Having a girlfriend doesn't have to take a cut from your business pie. It can take a cut from any of your other rest and relaxation, right? So obviously I'm hoping 100% of your day isn't work, and if it is, please tell me the secret code, because although I'm working long hours and I've actually been coming down with a sickness because of it, it's just not humanly possible. So everybody should have some rest and relaxation time built in. Having a relationship can take from other portions of the pie like that. So the key there is really to balance and reallocate your time in a way where you're not taking away from the things that are still priorities to you, but you're able to take away from some of the things that maybe weren't as important on your to-do list hierarchy, but now can squeeze in a relationship. And at the end of the day, that should give you more motivation and drive to work, just because by nature, we're driven as men by women. And then the second thing is just boundaries and setting boundaries from the beginning of the relationship. I've been in relationships where boundaries weren't set and there was constant conflict because of it. There was an expectation that we would hang out all the time, go on dates all the time, and when that wasn't met, again, conflict would arise. But if you make that clear from the get-go, you can actually hang out less, and they'll still feel just as happy because you'll be able to, maybe you've only agreed to go out on a date once every other week, and every so often you surprise them with an extra date. That's gonna feel a lot more satisfying than an expectation being you go on a date every other day, and then when one of those days isn't met, it's heartbreaking. So setting the boundaries up front, and this will also prove to your girl that you have other missions and goals outside of her, which with no matter what she tells you, that is the truth. And speaking from experience, I can tell you that they're gonna say that's not the truth, and I'm not like that. Again, it's in a female's nature to want a provider, somebody hardworking. And with that, she'll now even be able to help be an accountability partner to you. So it's a win-win for everybody. And that's all I gotta say about that. Good old Forrest Gump reference for you. I think at the end of the day, it really still comes down to you as an individual, and only you can know if you're capable of having the added responsibility. So there's no right or wrong answer here. I'll leave you with this. What's all of the hard work equate to if you have nobody to share it with? I think deep down all of us know we're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it because we want to share it with a potential lover. So I hope this was helpful. If you found this insightful or you resonated with this, drop a like down below, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.